Alright guys, I'm back, and today I am looking at the Indominus Rex versus Ankylosaurus in Gyrosphere exclusive set from Target. And I didn't think I was going to find this in stores. I saw it on their website, and I am so glad that I trusted my instinct and didn't go out and buy this Indominus Rex Basher Biter set with the Gyrosphere before. And I'll tell you why. You couldn't tell from pictures, but the Ankylosaurus is a repaint. It is not the same paint scheme as the one that I reviewed in the single Basher Biter line. This, just like the T-Rex that's getting a repaint and that horrible Stegoceratops that's getting a repaint, is a repaint of this figure. And the only way to get it in this color is to buy this set. So this stupid gimmicky Target glow feature thing is garbage. That's not what is great about this exclusive set. This repaint is what makes this worth buying. This Indominus Rex, minus the the glowy feature, is exactly the same with the Gyrosphere as it is in that other $19.99 set. But this is a $29.99 set, and it includes an Ankylosaurus with the new paint scheme. So totally necessity for completionists. If I had bought this already, I'd be kicking myself, because then I would have seen this and I confirmed that it is a different color. So couldn't tell from the photos. I'm so glad I waited. Found this on the shelves for $29.99. Let's look at the packaging. This is probably the coolest looking shot of a figure on the back of any of these packaging. Something about it just looks really like almost a still from the movie. It highlights the Target exclusive glow feature, which I can't understand why they thought that this was gonna just sell toys, because it's stupid. It barely works, and unless you're playing with your toys in the pitch black, there's no fun to be had with it. But what's so interesting about this package is right there, there's the Ankylosaurus, also in a very lifelike or movie accurate looking kind of, I don't know, the way they lit these photos look really, really good. But guess what? It's the other figure that's being shown here. This is the other paint scheme, which I'm gonna go grab my other figure for the review so we can compare. But even on the back of the package, they have a photo of the other figure. That's what makes this so interesting. And the Gyrosphere right there. Other than that, yeah, Target has their two Velociraptor picture down there, which I really think is awesome. And it's great to have the T-Rex and the Velociraptors on, one package, and talk about the play feature here. But let's tear this thing open, because I'm dying to compare this to the other figure. Alright folks, it's out of the package, and I haven't played with it. I just opened it and set it here, but first impression, we might have a winner on our hands. Let's look at the figure that we've already seen, the Ankylosaurus. Here he is, or she is, I should say. And the comparison, pretty drastic. Legs are basically white, and the top is green. Very different color. They look cool together. Not a dinosaur I mind having more than one of. One of the better of the Basher Biters anyway. But this new paint scheme, I really like it. I think it looks pretty cool. And I'm happy to be kind of complete on the Basher Biter line. I plan on picking up the repaints of the other figures I didn't like, so having a repaint of a figure I do like is a good thing. If you haven't seen my other review, we'll go over the play feature. Moving the hind leg here forward, we'll do the bashing head motion, and then back we'll do the tail. Now, be careful, especially on this set, and we'll get into it later. If you're gonna pick this up, test these in the store, because barely any of them work. A couple of the Ankylosauruses couldn't get them to do the tail motion, and the Indominus Rex is a whole different story. But I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I liked the original Basher Biter. I like this one as well. Sculpt is the same. It's just a straight repaint, but good to have, you know, two different colors. Next up, let's look at the Indominus Rex. So this figure handles dino damage pretty differently than any of the other figures. So you can have no damage on it, and it has a little compartment door to open up to have that dino damage, and it feels like a button. It feels like they considered making this a growler and changed their minds at the last minute, because obviously there are no electronics in this, but that, I mean, couldn't feel any more like it's supposed to be a button. It looks like the growler buttons, but yeah. So, little dino damage. Let's see. He stands very, very well. Has a great heft to him. He feels like he's the right weight. Let's see. A little bit of articulation, kind of tight there on the arms. So this one's a little bit looser. That's just a tight arm. Oh, okay. So maybe that's where it's gone wrong. There is definitely a spring mechanism in here, and you don't necessarily need to pull that back and forward. If you press on that, it opens up. So pressing on the that spot will rip it open. So I think I'll use the one from the set. If I'm guessing, the idea here, and it might be kind of hard to pull off. The idea, there you go. The idea is that the Ankylosaurus will bash open his side, and that's where he gets the dino damage. So, play features, pretty cool to have. His legs are articulated. You can get him in some decent poses. He stands really well, like I said before. Paint. Definitely looks like the Indominus Rex from the film. It's got that white with that greenish on top. Get him in focus there. Mean looking eye. All of them have this red around the lips, almost like lipstick. Every figure has it. I don't know if it's supposed to look like he's had a fresh kill or what they're going for there, but that is on all of the figures. I would consider this in the Basher Biter line because it has no electronics. It's not a growler. So, you know, referencing that line, it's got the same sculpt quality, which I've said is decent on all these figures. This one's got some real extra texture here. You know, same great features in that eye, the red eye in there. But this is actually a lot nicer figure than I thought. I think what threw me is what we'll get into now, which is the play feature. So 90% of these on the shelf are busted. And I mean broken beyond repair. The play feature here is pretty simple. It's a press down on the tail and he makes a snapping motion. I think it looks decent. It doesn't, you know, it's still, even on mine, a little bit creaky, a little bit janky, but it works. On most of the figures, this right here, this hanging mandible is literally just flaccid. It's just completely, it doesn't move with the, when you do this, it doesn't, this just stays open. This will not come down and close on almost any of the figures on the shelf. So if you're gonna buy this toy, I mean, go to 2-3 stores if you have to get one that actually works, because I almost walked. This was the only one I could get. One of them I pressed down and it stuck like that. It wouldn't come back up, but all the other ones just had that jaw that just flopped around, and it's awful. This one, all the features work on it. I didn't even know to test that, but I'm glad mine seems to work. Yeah, so that's the first two. Let's talk about the gyrosphere. Now, I don't have any of the Lego sets. I've seen the gyrosphere Lego. It's fantastic. this is the first, you know, gyrosphere I've actually felt outside of the box. It's got some wheels on it, so it can roll. It doesn't spin like that Lego set, but, you know, you can roll it. It has an interesting feature here, which is, and I think, again, this is what they're going for, where you squeeze these here, and kind of like a Burger King toy. Well, that couldn't have worked out any better. Flies out and, you know, hits the dinosaur. I don't know if that's something we'll see in the film. I don't know if the gyrospheres are equipped with weapons. I'm assuming not. But looks movie accurate, still pretty cool. This is actually really interesting though. So let's see if we can create the other play feature here, which is for the Indominus Rex to bash. Yeah, not gonna happen. The Indominus Rex to bash open the gyrosphere, and this is what happens. So it cracks open the front of it, and the seat kind of pulls out of the side, in theory, flinging the figure out. And even rarer than a dinosaur, it's a human in a Jurassic World toy line. This is the first human we've seen in any of the toy sets. It is about a 2-inch figure. Not a ton of detail. It could be, it's, you know, pretty generic figure, pretty generic looking army guy with a little bit of leg and arm articulation and head articulation, so 5 points. But yeah, he's supposed to go sit in here. It would have been cooler if it was the kids. He's supposed to go in here, and when this button is pressed, he flies out and this bashes open. So a good amount of play features for this set. You know, for the $30 price tag, obviously you're getting some good stuff here because you're getting the exclusive, you know, colored paint on the Ankylosaurus. You're getting the Indominus Rex. You're getting the gyrosphere. You're getting the human figure. So some good stuff here. A lot of play features. The Anky is one of the best of the basher biters for play features. It has a very, you know, it has 2 with the bashing head and the smashing tail. The Indominus Rex has 2. It has the dino damage that can bust open, and it has that creaky bite. And then the gyrosphere, it's got, you know, almost 3. It's got the cracking open that we've seen in the trailer. It has this springing out of the side. Obviously these work together, and then it has this bizarre weapon on the top. But a good amount of play features for a toy that actually, you know, works as a toy, something you can play with, something you can kind of create a battle. This is one of the best I've seen. I recommend this. I recommend picking this up. I think if you have a kid who wants to play and have a little battle from the film, not a bad set. And as a collector, I've already talked, for completionists, this is a must-have.